I'm going to push back a little bit on the Brock Purdy situation. I think, like I say this all the time, I'm in HR. This is what I do for a living. I'm in HR. So we have policies and procedures that are in place to make sure that people execute.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to execute. Kyle Shanahan put together a game plan or offense, whatever you want to call it, or a system that Brock Purdy has executed better than any quarterback that he's had probably since Matt Ryan, as far as executing in a system.
Agreed.
You have to any like this show, Trey has a system that he has to make this show successful. And he brings on people like yourself, Chris, that helps execute his vision in the system. So when I hear system quarterback, it's not his fault that he executes well within the system. And now and as we've seen the last 2 weeks, he has made off-schedule plays. When plays break down, he's not been like I love Jimmy Garoppolo, love him to death, but he was able to use his feet to get out of situations, make a throw, make some off-schedule things that were outside the system. So I just think the narrative of being a system quarterback, what's wrong with executing at a high level in the system that your coach or that your executives have put there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's a system quarterback. I was speaking to others who think he is. I think he's more than that. I think he's a little more.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I was saying I think he's a little more than just a game manager, system quarterback. Pretty much all the same thing. I think he's. I think he's more than that because we've seen him. Well, like you said, we saw him 2 weeks ago. He didn't have a great game, but when he needed to make plays, he made plays. You know what I mean? So I think if you're a quarterback that can make the plays when your team needs you to, like when it's on the line and you have to make plays, I think he can do that. And obviously we saw, was it 4 years ago in this same game, when it came down to it late in the game, Jimmy G couldn't make those throws. He was overthrowing guys.
He was.
And we saw it all the time with Jimmy G where
getting throws batted down. Yeah, we did.
Get throws batted down, or he would just airmail the ball on a 10-yard slant to a guy across the middle, and it would just be 10 feet above. We saw that with Jimmy G. We don't see that, in my opinion, as often. But no, I think Brock Purdy definitely follows the program like he's supposed to and executes exceptionally. I do. I really do. I mean, he was in the MVP talks for a reason. Now, obviously, I don't think anyone thought he would really win it, but he was in the talks for most of the season for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I will say this, and Christian knows this already, so this ain't no news to him. Chris, I am one of those people that believe that Brock Purdy is a system quarterback. I respect Brock Purdy, and he has shown me something over the last 2 weeks. I will admit he did things that I needed to see to believe, to know. Like, because I said before the playoffs, I said, can Brock Purdy overcome a deficit in the playoffs? He did it twice. We was up 7 on the 49ers in the fourth quarter, and the Lions were up 24-7 at half, and he overcame a 7-point deficit and beat the Packers, and a 17-point deficit and beat the Lions. So he showed me something with that. I thought like he was like, I'm gonna be honest, like Brock Purdy to me is he's a gamer. I'll be real. It's he kind of has intangibles, and I like that. That's good. And I will say this: I do think he's a system quarterback, but I'm gonna give him some credit too. Listen to me on this point. Similar to how I feel like the Niners can't go down, and be down 17-7 or 20-10 to the Chiefs. I also believe in reverse. If the Niners are up 20-10 on the Chiefs or something in this Super Bowl, Brock Purdy is going to be able to make those throws that Jimmy G couldn't make. So I'm going to give him – I think Brock Purdy is significantly better than Jimmy G is. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. He's way better than him. But I also think that, again, there's levels to this. And I feel like Brock Purdy, he is a great, player in that Shanahan system. He's not a great individual player to me necessarily. I think he can play. I want to be clear. I think he can play, but I don't think he is great yet. But I think if they got a lead in this Super Bowl, I think Brock Purdy can definitely bring them home.
It makes sense. I'm going to push back a little bit, Trey, as well. So this is where I think that, and I heard this from an executive like on a podcast or a scout. I was a scout, actually. Keyshawn Johnson says it all the time on Undisputed. The reason why he don't get credit is because of where he was picked, right? Where he was picked. If this was Trey Lance, if Trey Lance was doing the things that Brock Purdy has done, then everybody would be praising Brock, Kyle Shanahan making this pick and everything else. But because so many people missed on him, he was missed on, that was the thing that Kyle said. We got it wrong with him. We got it wrong. We were going about the intangibles, the arm. Like Zach Wilson is a prime example of being drafted off of arm talent versus being drafted off of what you can actually do.